Evening. We're back. You know when you go live on the BNR's official day off, then things must be serious. Things must be serious. Here we are on a Saturday night. I didn't expect Ben to be on. I didn't know if he was away for work or going away with a bit of a table for two, putting the brownie points back into the bank for maybe a Sunday watch along with the lads. Avi, to be fair to him, he was up for it. Gene said, I'm running on empty today. I've been up since 7 o'clock and all that.
Pistachios.
Yeah, that's what it was. A bit similar to what your the color of your cup is, Avi. But here we are. We've managed to get the full panel on, and there's already 150 of you here. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we're gonna let the conversation go wherever it takes us. So get your cuppa, because I'm going to get my cuppa. I've told the lads within 5 minutes I'm going downstairs to make a quick cuppa. I was already late. Gino was doing my head in. And yes, we'll be talking about the team. We'll be talking about West Ham. I'm sure we'll be talking about Arnie Slot. There's been some embargoed stuff coming out since last night, this morning. Some transfer links as well. Njai getting linked to Liverpool. But yeah, we're back. I think correct me if I'm wrong, Gene. Have we been live every single day of the week this week?
Very good.
Yes. What does that mean?
Yeah, bar Monday.
Okay.
Just need a transfer now, don't we? We're back to the summer.
100%. Anyway, let's go around the table. Avi, how was your day yesterday? What time did you get in?
Yeah, we were at my Mrs. Auntie Uncle's house. It got late. I'm nursing a hangover, Asim, but no, much better. I'm much better. We got home like at 1-2 in the morning, so it was a bit of a trek. But yeah, no, looking forward to today. I wanted to actually do a show today. I'm very confident about tomorrow, Asim. Very confident going into tomorrow for some reason. Yeah, I've looked at West Ham a little bit, watched a bit snippets of them since they've had Nuno. Like what he's trying to do, but I think we'll get the better of him tomorrow. I think we
so confident, Avi, that if you think if we win, we're back in the title race.
Look, depending that Chelsea beat, hopefully,
Going by your tweet,
as long as Chelsea do their job at home tomorrow with Arsenal, anything's possible, of course.
Where are we in the league? Wallahi, I've not had the
points off
league.
13th.
7 points off relegation.
Oh God, 13th.
And we're 11 off the top. 11 off the top.
Could be 8 tomorrow, though.
Tomorrow, exactly.
How many points are we off the bottom?
7.
I
don't know off the bottom, but bottom 4.
14th.
You know, this Premier League this season, and I think even last season, 3 wins on the trot. Just hypothetically, anyone that wins 3-4 on the trot, they bounce. They climb up that table like anything. So look, guys, just believe tomorrow. You know what it is? We need a bit of optimism and a bit of positivity going into tomorrow. It's been way too negative. We know what the situation is, guys. Slot could be gone by tomorrow. He could have saved his job by tomorrow. But going into the game, let's all rally around. We've heard the players. We've known what's going on with the Kanate stuff. Van Dijk coming up with some rallying words. But let's just get behind the troops tomorrow because they will need our support. Yeah.
Mute.
I'll go, Ben. Avi's 100% right. Because sometimes when you're in this desperate situation, you literally take the piss out of the situation because it just becomes normal. Man United fans have never been bantering me for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And even they're getting bored every week. Is that bad at the moment, Ben?
Oh, man. I'm just looking at the table now because, as I say, first time I've looked at it for a while.
We can go
6
fifth
games
tomorrow.
we've lost. 6 games we've lost, and yet we're still only 4 points off the Champions League, which is mad, really.
We go fifth.
I saw a stat.
Right.
We can go 5th,
tomorrow.
yeah.
50th.
We'd have to smash them though, because the goal difference is like 6 at the moment. We're -2, and Villa are on +4. But I saw a stat the other day that said this is the most games that a Premier League has lost accumulatively for 40 years or something. It's like everybody's beating everybody. And that is one thing that sort of like, if you're going to have a season of absolute hell like we're having at the moment, you might as well have it when loads of other teams are getting beat. It's only Arsenal really who are consistent. You know, Man City is second, but they've lost 4 games.
The 2019-2020 season was like that when we won the league. We walked away with it, but everyone around us,
Everyone else
City was
beat each
dropping
other.
points. Yeah, United were winning and losing. Everyone around us was dropping points on the weekly.
It's a crazy one, and obviously from our perspective, you know, Blummeneck, we probably all bite your hand off for Champions League right this moment. That's how dire things are, unfortunately. But you just never know. You really do. You never know how things are going to unfold, and if they can just find a way from somewhere to get out of this slump and start to build a little bit of momentum, then all of a sudden things can change quite quickly in a few weeks. But I think I'll just take a win tomorrow for a start, if that's at all possible, and we're not even thinking anything else other than that. But it's 3 games in a week now in the Prem. For us, it's 3. We say 3 winnable games, but I'm not even going to say that, to be honest, because it doesn't really matter who it is at the moment. It's not like it's 3 good, 3 bad, 3 ugly. It's just 3 games, but it's 9 points, and you know, all of a sudden this table could look ridiculously different in a week's time, which is mad to think about it, considering how awful we've been. But we shall see. We shall see. Tomorrow is a new day, and we'll see what happens. I enjoyed this evening watching the Blues get absolutely pounded at in their own backyard by Newcastle. That was fun. And I thought City were really lucky, to be honest. Got pegged back from 2-0 down. I watched the second half of that. And Leeds were all over them, and then they went and sneaked a winner at the end, and that's what the story of the season is so far. You know, apart from the odd few fixtures, every single game is in the balance. So yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Very tough game for us. Nuno's, you know, a wily old fox, and these will be well up for it. But we shall see. We've certainly got the players. We just need one or 2 players to just turn up, and we can win this tomorrow.
Avi, did you see Slot's embargoed quotes?
I saw his West Ham preview yesterday.
Yeah.
Then there were loads of news coming, like little bits of news. Obviously, the Ibu contract stuff and Real Madrid backing away from any talk of signing him.
What do you make of that? By the way,
I think that's a play, Asim. I think look, if
a play on.
I'm sure they've got long-standing admiration for Ibu, and yes, he's had a dreadful 4 or 5 months. But I think it was a nothing statement for me. I mean,
who's playing?
I think Real Madrid. I think they want to get it done. They'll get him on a free in the summer. They don't need to push the button in January and get him for a nominal fee. They'll go for him in the summer. But Upamecano's available on a free as well, and he's attracting interest from big clubs. So it could be that Real Madrid have switched stance and saying, well, we rather get the Frenchman that's actually been better than him over the last sort of 6 months, which would be Upamecano. So they might be going for him where Ibu, but I reckon Parisian will come calling for him. I think Paris Saint-Germain could still come in for him because Marquinhos is getting on a bit. I know they've got Pancho, is it Hancho or Hanko? Pacho. William Pacho. Yeah. So, they've got a few centre-backs there, and I think Konate could go there as well. And then heard about Wirtz putting on some kgs, muscling up, trying to get stronger for the Premier League. That's a good sign. He has looked lightweight in some of the games, so that will keep him in good stead. But Slot's embargo section, no, I didn't ask him, but I did watch the initial presser, and it was kind of the same old. And I don't know what else he's supposed to say. He knows the predicament that we're in, but yeah.
Ben, he's been talking about, I don't know if you caught it, he's been talking about, look, fans and pundits are expecting me, advising me to change and rip up the system that won us the league. And he goes, look, basically, we just don't have time. Literally don't have the time to work on radical, big changes, go 5 at the back. I presume that's what he was talking about. I agree with him. And I think some of the stuff that fans want Slot to do are just not realistic. It makes a good headline. Even I was talking about radicalism, but my radicalism was all about still using the system, but going a bit more pragmatic, trying to control the game in different ways. And I think he even touched on it. He goes, 5 at the back. We just simply don't have the centre backs to play 5 at the back. You need around about 5, 6 centre backs fit at the club. We have 3. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, no, I think he's trying to play the odds. I'm trying to play the percentages. And if he starts making wholesale changes to the system, then that looks to me and probably to the outside world that he's even more desperate and short of ideas than what he is. I think he's just got to back his own methods, back his own system. I remember Rodgers, just before the end for Rodgers, switching to 3 at the back or 5 at the back. And I think we got a little bit of joy out of it for a few weeks, got a few wins. And then Markovic, I think, was playing like wing back or something like that.
Yeah.
And we managed to suddenly pull ourselves together, get a few wins. And it was like, oh, no, he's found a new system. And then the last 6 games, they collapsed again and it all went to shit.
The United game killed him, Ben, from that run. That run was Emre Can was at the back as well, and that period. And then Gerrard sending off, and then the rest was history.
So I think he's got to back his methods, in his mind and in the player's mind. This system, this style of play, got us where we were last season. And I think it's just more of a personnel thing, and obviously more of a confidence and a form thing, and a fitness thing. So there's lots and lots of factors. But I think if he starts making mad changes, like I saw a few people saying, oh, we need to change this, needs to change that. And obviously Canate is the obvious one who probably needs to drop out for his own mental health as much as ours at this moment in time. But you are actually asking yourself, for who exactly? Because if Joe Gomez is having painkiller injections this week and has only trained for 1 or 2 days, you're basically saying, right, okay, are we going in with Endo or are we going with Gravenberch? And there's a part of me that's like, well, a statement needs to be made because Canate can't keep playing like this and still expect to play. But at the same time, you think to yourself, well, if you throw a Gravenberch in there, then you're losing what you're losing from midfield. If you throw a Endo in there, then you're obviously losing that natural physical presence at the back as well. So you've just got to, if there isn't an obvious change, you've got to just back them and say, listen, you want this money for this contract. You're a Champions League, what's called finalist. He got man of the match in the Champions League final. The man's, he's a top draw centre back. He's got to fight his way through this while there isn't obvious options to change. So therefore, he's got to play him. He's got to pick him, and that goes for the most of the team. To be honest, there isn't that many. Like the bench on Wednesday, if you look at it. There's 2 keepers on the bench. There was Rio Wingamoa. There was Trey Ione. I don't really feel comfortable throwing kids into this dire situation when you've got seasoned pros who should be showing what they're made of and getting us out of it. And then, the other players on the bench were, I think Gomez was on there. We don't know, how fit he was. Robertson was on there. He's not changing the game. So there isn't really that many options at the moment. So his hands are tied to a certain degree. And I think that the guys who are in this are going to have to be the guys who get us out of it.
Gene, the sentiment coming out of the club from the people close to the club is that this man is the right man. This man is still the man that we chose 12 months ago. And this is just, even though I think privately and deep down they think that this is not the level of chaos that we expected and transition that we expected, if I can use that word. But publicly, he has got the dreaded vote of confidence. Do you think, I changed my opinion, do you still think that this is just all the narrative in the public? Do you think that we lose tomorrow, we lose on Sunday, Arnie Slot is probably not going to be here by the game on the weekend? Who do we even have on the weekend?
We've got
Sunderland midweek.
No. Who we got on the Saturday? Leeds away. Okay.
Yeah.
What you have to understand, Asim, here is it's literally the biggest week in Arne Slot's managerial life. Call it, what we expect of him. If I'm honest with you, he will probably get away with it if he won a couple of games. But I just can't see us winning right now. Avi can be confident. I am not confident going into tomorrow's game at all. I was confident going into PSV. The night before I was like, I feel confident that we're going to get a win, and hopefully that'll be the springboard for us to carry on. But I just can't see anything changing tomorrow. I genuinely can't. Away game as well in London where we've not literally not got a point there. We get beat every time we go there, right? West Ham, in the last 7, they've got 7 points in the last 3 games. Seem to be on a little bit of a run. Their tails will be. They know Liverpool and nowhere near as good, and so they'll be gunning for us tomorrow. It's a massive week. If I'm honest, for me, I gave up on the manager a little while ago. But end of the day, we have to support him through this because end of the day, he's still Liverpool man.
What's good enough for you for this week? Is 6 points good enough for you?
In 9 out of 9. No, I said nothing's. I can only take it right now.
What a stupid take that is. Look, guys. Gene, 1 minute. Actually no. I'm gonna let you finish your point because I was interrupting last week. Go on, Gene.
Okay. For me, Asim, it's every game as it comes right now. I can't think about next. How can you say next week? If we lose this tomorrow, I'm gonna be Monday morning.
I'm trying to be realistic.
What's
What's good enough? What's good enough for you?
No, but why you mentioned that? You know the run that we've had. You know the run that we've coming off, and you said, "What's good enough for you?" Like, shut up, Asim. Like, let's go through West Ham game. Let's get through that. No, let's get through that. Let's get 3 points there.
We're talking about the big week.
Then
We're talking about the big week.
Don't plan, please. Don't look into the future. Look at tomorrow's game first and foremost. Do the watch along. See how we react tomorrow. If we get a win, then we focus on Sunderland. Don't start looking a week ahead like to Leeds. Fucking looking at Leeds next Saturday.
That's why we're here.
Gina, looking a week already on Saturday.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I said you.
He's accused me.
You're the
You're telling me only a week ago you were telling me to pick my hotel in Budapest.
I'm going to be very.
You were looking ahead in the summer.
I do not want to shout.
Look, tomorrow.
I apologizing for looking at our second and third fixture.
Okay, if you want my honest opinion, tomorrow, if Arne Slot gets a draw, he gets away with it. It's okay. We move on to Sunderland. This is how I see it.
Away with the draw.
Yeah, he gets a draw tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, we move on to Wednesday. That's how I see it. Lose tomorrow, and I'll be gunning for his head come 4:30 tomorrow. I'll be honest. I'll be calling for his head again. Because it's just not acceptable. This run is simply unacceptable. But if you got a draw, TK, you know what? I know we're not sacking him. So we say okay. It is Yasser saying a draw, laugh out loud. Yes, it is laugh out loud. I'm fucking laughing at it as well because it's an absolute joke. But he's not gonna get the sack if he gets a draw. That's how I see it. And honestly, Asim, I'm shitting it for tomorrow. I literally am shitting. We're playing West Ham away. Can you believe it? West Ham away. I'm absolutely shitting bricks for tomorrow.
You shouldn't be shitting anything. You shouldn't be shitting anything. I understand the nervousness, the anxiety going into tomorrow, but we shouldn't be shitting it. Asim, can I ask you a question, if I may?
Of course.
Gahey, we know, was, I think, a priority in the summer. And we did Lee and Adil and didn't get it over the line. I think a left winger was a priority. Do you think there may have been conversations after the transfer window shut and said, look, and Richard Hughes and whoever it was turned around to Arne and said, look, just get through this period, more than just get through us. You've still got you very good footballers at the club. And then in January, we'll attack the window again. But we didn't realize that the severity of how bad we've come and where we are right now. Do you think that backfired on the recruitment policy in the summer? Because look, you openly admitted it as well. If we had got Semenyo and Gahey through the line in the summer, there's no way, guys, we would be in 11th or 12th. We would be very close to Arsenal or above Arsenal. Those two players are very important figures now. When you look at how bad we've been in the last 12 games and the effect that those two can have as soon as they come in, I think that they are going to see this period through with Slot. I think they are going to give Arne through to January to make sure the players that he's been promised, they come through the door and then and they've got to ensure that he improves the team. That's what I think there's been a miscommunication. And they said, look, we'll get these two players. We'll attack the January window, but just take what you've got now. And it backfired. Even Gahey would have made the world of difference had he come in the summer.
Not getting Gahey is more on Hughes and Edwards for me. Is Arne Slot free from blame? No. Did he push that enough for me? What we're privy to? No. And why I say that is because I think there's publicly an acceptance of or from Arne Slot in terms of how versatile his players are. And we've seen proof of it. Sometimes when Bradley and Frimpong have been fit, Soboslai has played right back. Frimpong has also been seen as a replacement or a understudy to Mohamed Salah. We saw it in the Galatasaray game. He started, and then Soboslai, I think, came from right back, from what I remember. But there has definitely been games where Soboslai has started ahead of Bradley and Frimpong. And I go back to what I said a couple of weeks ago, and I tweeted a week ago as well. The irony is that this guy, Florian Wirtz, became available. We steal the march on City and Bayern Munich. Don't you think the manager wanted to upgrade on Szoboszlai? I think he did, but I think he misjudged it. He underestimated even him, the influence and the impact and the importance of Dominic Szoboszlai. And when you listen to him in press conferences in the centre back area as well, he is really happy with talking about Ryan Gravenberch going into centre back positions, whether it's from a starting position or, as we know, within 50 minutes of the game when we're behind, that's his first trick to put Ryan Gravenberch. So the manager knows those options, but he actually believes in those options. And I believe if his sort of sentiment towards getting centre backs and getting different type of profiles in and adding depth into that back line was stronger this summer, then I think his troops in terms of numbers and quality would have been better. He's not free from blame, no doubt about it, Avi. Because what I get to hear from him on a weekly basis, there's an acceptance. If you're not happy, somewhere in a subtle way, he's a very smart man. He would have put little feelers throughout the summer. Lads, I'm not happy with these options. I'm not happy with these options. And in terms of the attacking prowess, I think he did come out with subtle, not digs, but subtle information towards the hierarchy that every time the press put him, or you got Isak, you got Wirtz, and he said, no, we sold 250 million worth of talent as well, Diaz, and obviously we know the tragic circumstances of Diogo Jota and Nunes. But I think there's been a massive oversight in recruitment in terms of profiles. And for you to sort of suggest or question that the manager is free of that, I think that's unfair.
Fair enough. I was trying to ask the question.
But I wanna push back on that. Sticking with Luis Diaz, Avi, there's been Jonathan Northcroft of the Times. He's come out, and I've criticized this PR spin, I called it, from Liverpool today. And he was talking about the sale of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich. And he says, is projected as a major reason for the slump. But Diaz was eyeing a move 18 months ago. And it was all of Richard Hughes' persuasive powers to convince the Colombian to stay for the 24-25 season. And I go, this is supposed to be a bit of a Liverpool's spin. The irony is, if you was pushing hard for a move 18 months ago, Avi, then you not getting a replacement looks even worse on you, because you've known for 8 months. Gakpo and Rio were never good enough, and for different reasons, of course, age and experience and all that sort of stuff. But for me, Avi, this spin, this propaganda won't work.
Let me just explain this, Luis Diaz, and guys, you know full well that, look, I love the player, yeah. Like I wanted him, I championed his move to Liverpool. I wanted that so badly to happen, and it did happen, yeah. Luis Diaz did flirt around the idea of leaving a season early, Asim, before the title-winning season. He did want more money. I think he was on very low wages, and he wanted a pay increase. He didn't get that. I don't know whether the Richard Hughes stuff is believable, that he made him stay and whatnot. He convinced him. All right, fair enough. All of a sudden, we're saying, and this is the funny bit, Luis Diaz, the be-all and end-all, he's the one, look what he's doing at Bayern Munich. I'm sorry, but the German league is there for a reason. I don't think it's nowhere near as strong as the Premier League. Sancho was doing incredible numbers there. Wirtz's numbers were impressive there. Players that have come recently, forwards that have come to the Premier League, have found a struggle from the Bundesliga. There's no doubt about that, right? Statistics prove that. Luis Diaz, the numbers that he's doing, incredible. Cholo Tike. Luis Diaz also at Liverpool. And again, just letting you guys know, he's my favorite player while he was at the club. Between the period of November to February, he would go through a very bad slump. A goal in 21 games. Last season, I think he had got 1 in 18. Yeah, during that period, and we won the league, fair enough. But yes,
That did coincide with the change of position.
yeah, he was playing centrally as well. He was playing. We saw the Leverkusen game. I think that's the first change, wasn't it, in the Champions League
Yeah.
where he
Yeah.
scored and whatnot. But he did go through periods in all these and the injuries as well, where he would have a consistent amount of games, like 10, 15 games, where he wouldn't either score or get an assist. So let's not just say, oh, Luis Diaz was the increment of this system. And yes, he was an important part of the squad. And when he wasn't performing, luckily we did have a Cody Gakpo who was chipping in with the numbers, and they were working well in tandem on that left-hand side. And the numbers that they both produced were brilliant collectively. Now, what I didn't agree with Asim over the summer was that Rio was going to be that benchmark. Rio is going to provide that stiff competition. We saw the goal against Newcastle, and then we don't see him for the next 5-6 weeks. Why not? Why aren't we not building on a youngster's momentum like that? You can ruin a youngster's momentum by not playing him. If you're not going to play him and you're going to get him sat on the bench, then stick him back in the under 21s or under 18s. Because Rio's development right now, lads, yes, he's showcasing everything when he comes on the quick 5-10 minute cameos, but he's not getting game time consistently.
Yeah.
So that's why when we do get Semenyo, we need to make a big decision on Rio for next season. Either send him out on loan in the Championship or even a Premier League team where he gets 38 games because he's ready to take a step up. He will not be ready giving him 5-10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. He needs to be playing more and more on the weekly as a 17-year-old next season elsewhere.
Okay. Ben, I changed my opinion yesterday live on show. And I know the narrative that we're talking about, how Liverpool are back in their man. I just believe that if we lose tomorrow, he goes.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think the club will probably persevere with him at least until January. That's my gut feeling, because I almost feel as though if they were going to make a change, they probably would have done it by now. How much worse does it have to be? You know, now they lost 7 in a row or something away from home. It's pretty terrible. So if you're going to make a change, you make a change now. So I think they're just looking at all of the different facets and all of the different factors and thinking, you know what, is there a person out there that would make a considerable difference at this moment in time? Would they take longer to be able to get us where we want to be? Are a lot of the issues not a manager problem? You know, like we've talked about the fitness and the injuries and stuff. None of those people come back to fitness if we get a new manager next week. We haven't got a lot of options, etc., etc. So I don't know whether or not that's the case. However, the buck does stop with the manager. And I think if you said to yourself, right, okay, if you chose to keep Slot or sack Canate tomorrow and swap him for another centre half, we'd all swap Canate for another centre half and keep Slot. But that's not an option until January. The only option at the moment on the table is to change the manager, and that's why he's the obvious fall guy. But you know, I agree with Avi what you just said about Diaz. It's a perfect example of the fact that that's not Slot's issue. Like I think it's perfectly believable that Diaz was on low wages and he wanted to go maybe 12 months sooner, and the sporting director convinced him to stay for 12 months. That probably happens all the time.
He was flirting with Diaz He was flirting with Barcelona openly as well. Let's just not forget about that.
David Silva's openly wanted to leave Man City for years and years and years, and yet Pep Guardiola keeps convincing him to stay and do another year, and he keeps doing it. And there's other examples of that, I'm sure. But the reality is, if he wanted to go, then that to me is just like, well, you all the more reason to source a replacement, because Rio is definitely not the replacement. And I put Rio in the same category as a Max Dowman or something. You know, he's a young, up and coming talent, but you should be building a title-winning squad around a 17-year-old kid, the same way as you shouldn't with Trey Leone. I think that's negligence, personally, to even rely on a teenager when you've got seasoned professionals who are massively underperforming, and you know, top-level players who have won it all who are underperforming. Then you expect him to be bailed out by a kid. I don't think that's right at all. You bring him on for 15-20 minutes in a cup game, brilliant, but you're not building your attack around him. So they should have got a left winger without a shadow of a doubt. And Gakpo is somebody who can score goals, but he needs a foil, and Diaz was that foil. But let's not mistake the fact that lots of people were at lots of different stages were saying Diaz was not good enough for Liverpool. That's been said by many times by many people. But it's amazing what you miss when you don't have it no more, isn't it? The same way as we all said Trent can't defend to save his life, and we won't miss him. And there we go. Now we miss him something chronic because we got no one who can pass the ball from the back.
Almost like got it last year as well, Ben, as we know.
Absolutely, did. Yeah, we can definitely do better. We can upgrade on him. So it goes around. It goes around. Sorry, Cheen.
No, look, I think you've spoken about Diaz. I think in terms of Gakpo, there's no competition there. He knows that position's his. He doesn't really need to perform to the level, and he's got away with it. And that's the simple truth, because he knows Ilya Ngamo isn't going to be coming on anytime soon, because he's only a 16, 17-year-old kid. When you don't have competition in places at the highest level, one thing with Pep Guardiola is when he's at Man City, he had two players. The minute, you had a difficult game. Forget about 2 games. What in game? If you're having a difficult game, right? Sterling off, next one on. Sane not good enough, Mahrez on. Mahrez not good enough, the next one on. He had a pool of 5 or 6 wingers at that time. You have to perform.
Yeah, they've also got the riches at Gene as well. They also operate differently as well. The way
but what I'm trying to say is that Aviz, they had at least 2 players in that position. If you're not performing, the other one comes in. Right now, Gakpo's got nobody.
Pressure for us. No pressure.
Like
Marmoush can't get a sniff at
he's shit. Because he's shit.
Yeah, but he paid the fortune.
Underlying numbers. Those numbers were overrated from Frankfurt, by the way. He's shit.
Look, I don't. Now it might be different, but what I'm saying is, when they were at the top, this is why they were so good, because you had to be at 110% every game. Gakpo has got a free run up until January, and until we hopefully bring in a Semenyo, so he can do what the hell he wants, because he knows the manager doesn't like Chiesa. He's Gakpo's his son, and the only other player is a 17-year-old kid who's not going to play in that position. A couple of times Wirtz went out there. I've never been a fan of it anyway. I need Wirtz in the 10. So I don't know. It was a massive mistake. And even Asim mentioned, if we knew about this 18 months ago that Diaz wanted out, that's fucking negligence. That is negligence on the part of Richard Hughes. That is ridiculous. If you know a player wants out, you've convinced him to give you another year, and then you still don't go back and sign a winger. That's just I can't fathom that.
Asim, I think the club also in the summer quietly had a price on Gakpo as well. I think if they got around 16 million euros for him last summer, I think they would have done.
Wasn't there talk of buying?
Wasn't he?
Gakpo was linked to buying for around about 65 million pounds.
And honestly, I think, you know how we talk about Gakpo being slot, so that's fine. That's whatever. But I think that this summer I could see Gakpo leaving and us getting 2 left wingers in. Semenyo would be one, obviously, who could play on the right as well, and maybe one more. I don't think. No. Honestly, I don't think Gakpo's a stick on for staying beyond Liverpool this summer.
No, I agree with that. But Avi, let's cut to the chase that we bottled it when it came to our left winger. We did. The tragic circumstances of Jota meant that we had to get another number 9. And this talk of why did we get Isak and Ekitike? Because we needed numbers as well, for God's sake. We needed numbers. And let's be honest, we didn't want to spend the money. Whether we had it, I think we did. But let's call a spade a spade. Liverpool did not spend the money on the left winger is because they didn't want to. Simple as. Semenyo was a target. Semenyo was scouted since last January.
But maybe they wanted to do one final check on Semenyo. Maybe they will still do one.
Wasn't there any other options?
Not that.
It was criminal to go into the season with Gakpo on Rio. And this is not the benefit of hindsight. I've been saying that for months. And we were all on that panel. I don't want to say, I told you so. This is one of the main reasons why I didn't want to rate this window 8, 9 out of 10. It's because we still have 2 massive holes, 2 integral parts. And you talk about Luis Diaz's output. I wasn't interested to an extent with Luis Diaz's output because I knew exactly what he brought to the team. What license that he gave to the number 10 that was coming in. He gave license to Szoboszlai as well to an extent, but especially our main creators. Up and down that. He protected the left back. He protected the guy who we now think is, lost in his own world. But
how many other profiles mirror that?
Mohamed Salah. He gave so much license to so many players. That's all I
How
was
many other
interested in.
profiles mirror that of Diaz? I think it's only Semenyo who mirrored that version of Diaz out there.
So why didn't we go get that guy then?
Maybe they wanted to do one final check on him, and the form
What
that he's
one more
produced,
final check? What do you mean one final check? What does that mean?
that form that he's produced from August to Christmas, right up until now, I think that has solidified Liverpool saying, yeah, you know what, we need to get Semenyo in. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe there was a bit of hesitancy. I hear
They
this
didn't have the
people
balls.
saying Malik Fofana. Malik Fofana is not the right profile.
I wasn't a Malik Fofana. I always said Malik Fofana was like just probably a couple of years ahead of Rio.
I
That's
wanted
all
Rodrigo.
everybody knows.
I wanted Rodrigo, but now when I think about it, is this team, and Rodrigo's a wonderful talent, by the way, and he's still, what, 24, 25, but is he the right profile for us on that left-hand side? When I look at what we're looking for, and Semenyo, you know, he showed it the first game of the season against us, that he would be the perfect four. He is that sort of mirror version of Diaz. I saw him today, and he didn't get an assist, but he was a pest against Sunderland today. Sunderland, that's what they played today, isn't it? Was it Sunderland they played?
Sunderland,
Yeah. And he was an absolute pest. I saw someone put some clips up of him. He was brilliant.
There were plenty of players that we could have got that would have been an adequate. It might have not. Nobody probably doesn't match the tenacity of.
You've got to get close to it, Asim. Semenyo's close to it. Who else is close out there? Rodrigo hasn't got that tenacity. Rodrigo's brilliant with the ball on his feet, cutting in, getting his shot off, and he can play on the right. Like Rodrigo, Liao, I wouldn't want Liao. Liao's not got that tenacity.
Anthony Gordon does.
Yeah, that's a good shout. But then look at the numbers that he's produced for Newcastle.
So is this a fair point then, what this guy's saying? I won't try and pronounce his name. Apologies.
Not a single soul said we needed Gay and Semenyo to compete for the title. We should be up there. It's mostly on Slot. Yeah, look, you can't disagree with that either, Ben. You know, Slot should have got much. He should be getting a much better look. We're league champions, for God's sake. He improved the squad.
We should be up there. So, it's mostly on Slot.
Amira, I like Jan Diomande for Leipzig, but he needs a proper breakout season before we start talking about him for a big move. Yeah, but I like him.
Look, guys. If you spend what we spent, and with the players that we bought in and the players that we already had at this football club, regardless of us losing Luis Diaz and Trent Alexander-Arnold and the window that we had, you have to be challenging for a title. I don't care what you say. That squad, that team, regardless of how we're playing now, at the start of that season, you challenge for the title. We're sat in 13th place. Whether it's Hughes, Edwards, or Slot's fault, Slot has to take blame. That team is not.
Abby, can you stop texting live on show, please?
The team that we have, the team that we've got at this football club right now, with and our squad, it's a load of bullshit to anybody to say this is not on Slot. I'm sorry, it is. Yes, it's on Hughes as well. They should have bought in certain players. They should have bought in a winger. But what he had and has at his disposable right now, he has to. Oh, you gave it to you now.
You're getting disposable.
Disposable.
You're getting clipped.
Slot's disposable, but he has lots of players at his disposal.
Same shit, man. For fuck's sake, you know what I meant, yeah. Right?
So Cheen, here's a question then. So are you gone completely? So here's a question, and to everyone as well, but to you, Cheen, if we go and win the next three, do you still want him gone? Are you like in that point now where you don't think he's the long-term answer?
Ben, 2 games ago, when I said I gave him 5-6 games, yeah, to prove to me that he was good enough.
He's lost the first two already.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. But I'm just hypothetically speaking, and it's all hypothetically, and there's a good chance he won't.
And honestly, I am not taking the piss here. You might laugh at me. You know, to even think about 3 wins in a row. It's
Ben, you're getting ahead of yourself, and I just gave him shit.
No, I am. I'm just trying to understand whether or not people are Slot out because of the current results or because they believe he's not the long term.
No,
answer. And that's my big question.
Okay, there's 2 things for me. Number one, the current set of results are nowhere near good enough. But you know what my biggest thingy with Slot is? My biggest gripe with Slot is I can't see what he will do to make Liverpool start playing, because he's at 8 months. What can what can he do? You know, if then you might turn on to me and say, well, Saj, if you're saying to me the players are not good enough, so if he brought in them players, will he be able to take this team forward? That's what a few people have said to me, that you're blaming him. Then it's a personnel issue only. It's not just a personnel issue, because there's been times where I felt that he had a few players he could have bought on one and he didn't, because he's got fucking issues with them.
Ben, I think me and you have been, I think, the ones that have been a bit patient. We can say I've been flip-flopping, but we've been patient behind the manager, got behind him. You know, on Wednesday, though, full time, I saw a dejected man. And it really upset me. I think the first 5 minutes of that show that we did the next day or whatever, it really, like, it hurt me seeing a man like that who just looked out of ideas. He didn't know where to walk. Shakes hands with the linesman, the referee, and you guys know my reaction during that game. But he just looked a man that was just defeated. And I don't like seeing that in a manager. And look, I will always, forever, he deserves his thanks. He deserves the gratitude. He deserves applause and plaudits for how he's taken over from Klopp and delivered that title. Like, we never imagined that in our wildest dreams. But on Wednesday, that was kind of the last straw for me. Like, yeah, he doesn't deserve another night like that. He doesn't deserve to go out like this. But he looked out of it. And he did an interview with TNT Sports, I think. It must have been aired because I saw bits of it before the PSV game. He goes, I'm confused by the situation as well. He didn't elaborate too much. He goes, I'm confused by it all.
What does he mean by that, Avi?
He just doesn't know how to maybe get the tune out of the players. Whether he's questioning himself, Asim. When a man just starts questioning himself, that's when you know that it's curtains for him at that particular club.
Well, is it a lack of experience as well?
Yeah,
Because his trajectory has always been.
He would never have faced.
He's
never had this abundance of personalities either. Look who he's managing compared, and no disrespect to Feyenoord. He's
used to winning.
He is, and he's managing.
This is his worst moments of his career, isn't it? Klopp went at Mainz. He went through relegation battles, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, in Dortmund in his last season, he was like, he went to the absolute darkness of 13th, 14th or something and managed to wrestle it back. So he's got previous of being able to dig his way out of this, whereas Slot is actually learning on the job in this situation. And that's not what obviously we want to hear, because we're like, we should have somebody who's got more experience, but he is where he is. But, saying that he's confused, we're all confused because, these guys are champions, that scenario on Wednesday where Van Dijk turns into LeBron James. I'm just like, are you messing, mate? You're like, one of the best centre backs ever to have put on the Liverpool shirt, and you're doing madness like that, and you can't put that on Slot. But then I suppose you can say, if he's been at the catalyst of how it's got like this in the first place, then players start to do crazy stuff. But I just, as I say, I just think it's hard to find a title-winning manager in this day and age.
Asim, in the season, sorry, Ben.
Let's go for it.
The season where Jurgen, not the 2021 season, the other season where we finished like outside the top four,
22-23.
22-23 season, there was I think it was maybe Vinny O'Connor from Sky Sports. He interviewed Klopp, and it was in the press conference. And we were struggling. We were losing games.
Was this a season where Fabinho and all these lost it?
He lost it, yeah. The legs had gone.
Where the Brighton game away, where we looked like a championship team.
And they asked Klopp, and they said, "Look, do you have the belief in yourself that you can turn this around?" He said, "Yes." Except of water, he goes, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah.
Don't doubt me. He goes, "Don't doubt me." He goes, "I'll be here through thick and skin." He had that invincibility about him, Jurgen. And the next season, obviously, we were close to win the league. We won the League Cup. Slot just, even in his interviews, Ben, he looks dejected. That's the word. He doesn't look as if I can rally us. I've got full belief. He's just saying the same old.
Just on that one, I think it's interesting to get an analogy of it. Remember when, if you say you were at that Brighton game and it was awful to say the least. Were you at any point thinking Klopp's done?
No. It was the players were done. There was a similar game. I think we lost. There was a similar game. Was it in the same season? We lost to Wolves around. Was it 3-0 as well?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we did. Yeah,
Yeah, I was at that
3-1,
game as
something
well.
like that. Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
one man or woman in the away end was going at the manager. Not one. And I think that's because
All because the players.
it was all because of the players. That
I,
all of them,
Another
Hendo,
one more thing.
Fabinho, they
So, like
all lost their
there
Fabinho,
legs.
was
for
doubt though.
example,
There were
Fabinho's
signs
been an
of doubt.
absolutely brilliant player.
There were signs of
Avi,
doubt in that season.
of course,
Come
there
on,
is some
come
doubt.
on, let's.
Of course.
I remember us doing shows. Like obviously Ben's just doing the panel this season, but there were shows that the three of us did. And guys, let's not lie, we did have slight doubts.
No,
whether
no.
Jurgen could take us again.
The general sentiment was back this manager.
Yeah.
Oh, from
Back
the hierarchy. Okay.
Yeah, because Fabinho, Hendo, Milner, they all lost their legs at the same time.
But you know, the biggest issue we had at that time, and what you need to understand is, Ben, is we were actually supportive of Klopp because we knew at that point, this fucking board at that point never backed the manager to go and buy players. So he was never backed financially. And this is why we were saying, why are not the flipping board? We should have gone and bought this player. Why are we not buying players? It was anger and resentment towards FSG at the time because we knew the manager could have, if he wanted to play, he never got a chance to go and buy these players. So that was another issue. Whereas now, I believe we've got the players. We've spent well. Yes, we've lost a few players, but still, that doesn't give you, that doesn't allow you to be sat in 13th place after 12, 13 games, especially when you're the champions. So this is why the goalposts have changed since then. Now we've spent 400 plus million.
Just to add, Ben, the leadership that the manager showed in Klopp, was he was planning to leave 1 year earlier because of that chaos and the depleted side that he saw. Obviously, he took a lot of responsibility. That is the kind of leadership that he showed. Yes, he had a lot of credit in the bank. He had the connection with the team, the fans, and the city, and the worldwide fan base and trust. That is the main thing. He had trust. They were never going to sack him. But to say, okay, look, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to leave this club in a healthy position. And when he did it the year after buying 4 or 5 players in the summer, then he made his decision. I think it was in November that you announced it. But it was at a point where he thought, you know what, this team's okay now. But any other manager might have just said, you know what, I'm off. I'm had enough. I'm tired. He could easily have said that. But the problem is Slot, he has got credit in the bank, winning the league and stuff like that. But I see a man who just, I don't want to say one-trick pony in terms of personality, but I'm trying to find a better term for it, just to mellow it down, because that's all.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like it needs a perfect storm in a way for it to work. Yeah. Where it's not a one size fits all. But then this is my problem, though, in terms of if you make a change. So what Clip's saying, who said we're looking for a title-winning manager right now, Ben? Ben keeps saying, find a title-winning manager. Bro, we are asking for an interim who can come in, get us 4th and a cup, and that's all we need. And to me, that's just such a short-term view because, one, who is this man coming off the street? And if we start talking about Gerrard again, then it'll just be a laughing stock. But what we do, we're going to ask Kenny if he'll do an interim. We're going to ask Phil Thompson. Are we going to go, knock on Pep Linda's door and say, well, you just get us to the end of the season, get us 5th and get us a cup? Like, I'm not being funny. Any manager worth of salt who gets us 5th from this position and wins us a cup, i.e. an FA Cup, then they're going to want the job full time. And then what we doing? We giving 2 and 3 year contracts out again to players, to interim managers. I feel like the only justification for making a change is if you've got a strategy for a better choice than Slot. That's my only big feeling on it. That's all. Because I just think, what do we want to really become? The Man United who are changing the managers every 6 to 12 months because we can't get it right. Sorry, did I miss something then?
No, but I wanna. I don't know if you guys caught the show that me and
go to the super chats, man, before you start going off.
We will go through the super chats. Looks like Muzi's got a whiff of what happened literally 10 seconds ago. We'll go through the super chats. What Ben mentioned, and that I think Total Eclipse mentioned, and I think Total was in. He's always in the chat. Avi, I got told in terms of when you were talking about interim managers that even though he got sacked by Hughes, Gary O'Neill enjoys a good relationship with the Liverpool hierarchy.
Enjoys a good relationship.
He was the under 18s coach, wasn't he? He was.
Yeah, it worked out.
Caroline from the canteen enjoys a good relationship with the Liverpool hierarchy.
He was
There's a
the,
nice cappuccino.
he was the under 18s coach at Liverpool a couple of seasons ago, and then obviously takes over the Bournemouth job. He did well at Bournemouth. I think
you be happy with
he was at Wolves. Look,
Yeah.
Asim, would you be happy with him? Look, if he's coming in as an interim period, interim manager for like 6 months, whatever the club wants to do, that you'll have to back him. But is he the right personality to lift these players' spirits and moods? I don't think he is. He's still a young manager himself, Gary O'Neill.
Yeah.
But he is highly thought of in the footballing world, amongst in England. And Richard Hughes, if he enjoys a good relationship with him, that's fine. But no, I don't think Gary O'Neill is the answer. Asim. That's why this is a huge task. If Slot does get these marching orders on Monday, it's a very perplexed situation. I don't know what they do.
I'd rather keep Slot if we're talking about Gary O'Neill,
So would
if
I.
I'm honest.
100%.
Let's go to the supers. Unks is in the house again. Thank you so much, Unks. Indicalia leaked Slot was against the sale of Diaz and he pushed for a contract renewal but was overruled by Hughes. Northcroft corrected the record. I don't know which side Unks is on. Can't really tell with that message. Let us know, Unks. Bante is fine. Always supporting the channel. Rio news was bullshit. Club been eyeing a winger for a while. Not to mention Barcola was an alternative. There's at least go and put a bid in for Barcola and see how he feels and PSG feel was an alternative to Isak. I think they opt to. Yeah, that's a great point actually. Great point. When we were talking about Barcola to come in as left winger, the narrative coming out of the club that was that Barcola's an option if we don't get Isak. Why? That is the problem. We didn't replace Luis Diaz's profile. Nobody is going to match Diaz's tenacity. But Barcola, he's not a lazy bugger, is he? And his output and his ability to take a man on the inside and outside, even at this early stage, is unmatched compared to a lot of wingers out there.
No, Nico Williams is a class above Barcola, by the way.
But does that mean though that the left winger that we really want wasn't available in the summer, and that's why we didn't get him?
No, I think we did want Semenyo. I think Asim was beating around that name like best parts of the back end of last season. Like Semenyo is the one that we're looking at, guys. I think these are what I feel, these are what I've heard, whatnot. And I just think they didn't want to pull the trigger in the summer. I think they maybe just wanted to have that 6 months sort of, can he go again, Semenyo? And his numbers have improved even further than last season. And even today, he didn't get a goal or assist today, but he was an absolute menace in those from the highlights that I saw today.
Barcola hardly starts for PSG.
He's had an indifferent start to this season, Gene.
That's why it was worth going for him, Gene.
This is what it is. Today they lost against Monaco. He didn't start, and he didn't even come on. And there's some other players that played in front of him today.
They lost today. Minamino scored as well.
Dewey's not. I don't think Dewey's fit. He must have an injury. That Lee plays. There's another player.
Kang Lee, the Korean guy.
There's another guy as well. So he doesn't even start. So why not go for him? Why not?
Maybe they might in January, yes, Gina.
Mm.
But does he show the willingness to work as well that way? Does he show the tenacity? I've not seen it in Barcola's game. Going forward, yes, he's got the pace in abundance. Has he got it going that way, Gene? Semenyo does. From what we've seen from Semenyo, he does.
You don't play for Thingy's team if you don't work.
And then
I
maybe
still
that's
think you God.
Monstrous today. Monstrous today. He was monstrous today, by the way. Lamine Camara, only 5'10". He's a brilliant player. He's actually one of my top targets for number 6.
Lamine Camara. My only problem with Lamine Camara is I've seen quite a bit of him. I want a DM who's 6 foot.
No, but Zubi ain't 6 foot.
Yeah, but Arsenal have got plenty of 6 footers in the team.
So we've been Sebastian Gravenberch.
Who's 6 foot?
Gravenberch.
You've got Bradley in the car.
Gravenberch and Sebastian alongside
Frimpong.
Lamine Camara.
You're bigger than Frimpong, Avi.
Lamine Camara, he was monstrous today.
No, he's a good player. But I want some like natural physicality, Avi.
You got Van Dijk behind him. You still got
Van Dijk.
You can't say
Oh,
Bradley. Don't say Bradley when we've got 6
He's
foot.
counting a
We've got
keeper. He's
Isak is
counting a
6'3".
keeper, man.
Isak is 6'2", 6'3". Ekitike is 6'4". How many more
Yeah,
6'4"s
but
do
you
you
playing
want?
them both? Are you playing them both?
How many 6'4"s do you want? Cody Gakpo 6'3".
He might,
We're not,
he might as well
when,
be 5'2".
Avi, when you think of Liverpool, you never say Liverpool are a big side.
Asim, he sets the tempo.
We're not a big side. I don't see Liverpool a big side. When do you see Liverpool as a big side?
No, not at all. Not compared to
McAllister?
Arsenal.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have McAllister in my first 11. You three are the one. Well, these two below us is the one who wanted McAllister, saying he's world class and all this. Shooty
But
for McAllister.
You can have a balance, can't you? Because they bought Verts and he's a midget.
Yeah,
He's still
exactly.
5'11". I think he's 5'11" though, Ben.
Yeah, come on, man.
Is he really? Yeah, he's not. He's not going to win headers against Calafiori, is he? Let's be honest. But he's not there to do that, is he? He's there. He's there to create and do what he does. I just think you need a balance. Unfortunately, you need a balance. I'll tell you what. I've stayed up the Hornets' nest with Gordon, Flip, and Nora. I tell you, you know, when you go on Liverpool's list and you stay on Liverpool's list, I still think he's on Liverpool's list. I really do.
Right. Any more supers we doing about all?
No. There's some supers have come through. Jamrock always big up. It's not even tactics anymore. It's a lack of fight. Wiki was saying it's a mental problem, 100% serious issue.
Asim, you don't want Kamara, but you want Elliot Anderson, don't you?
What is he?
1.78
1.78.
centimeters.
What does that convert as?
I don't know.
6 inches.
6 foot?
No, 1.78. Yeah, it's
What,
about
5'10",
yeah,
5'10".
6'2". No, 5'10".
5'9", 5'9". And Kamara's 5'8".
Yeah, but that's 2 inches.
Goody, I changes our subject now.
Every little helps.
Carry on.
Every little
Carry
help.
on. Carry
5'10",
on.
5'10" he is.
This
5'10".
fucking helps his own
5'10".
bastards.
Yeah.
Carry on,
What's
I
the
said.
mean Kamada? 5'6"?
No, he's 5'9", 5'8", he's 5'8", 5'9".
5'8". What does that mean? 5'8", 5'9"?
Asim, please. What I want you homework for you this weekend. Watch Lamine Kamara. Just watch him.
I've
Tempo,
watched him.
metronome, orchestra, all the little things that you see, the way he makes space. He's a mirror version of Zubi for me.
But
He's 5'8".
but I think Anderson has a lot more physicality than Lamine Kamara.
There's going to be a lot more money too.
Yeah, but you could also say he's Premier League proven.
Well, on the basis of 6-7 months.
So 6 more months than Lamine Kamara. He'd still be a Newcastle player if it wasn't.
On PSR, yeah. The PSR messed him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, yeah, he says Kante, but I think Kante is there's always exceptions, isn't there? And Kante, he wasn't just not 6 foot. He was bloody, he did a job for 2 players. That's how good he was. Where is it? Alex again. Who were your 2 mystery wingers' names? Semenyo was one of them, and Minter. Minter was another one.
Fucking hell.
Like it or not, Avi, Minter's name popped up quite a bit, especially at the end of last summer.
Yeah, lazy links because of the Dutch league as well. That's probably why his name came up. Wasn't he at Feyenoord? He was at Feyenoord, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
He was on the slot, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think.
That's
So.
it, lazy links.
They didn't touch him though, did he? Max Vifas was brilliant for slot, and he didn't have a touch at him, did he? He went to Brighton. Everyone was linked with him and said that he was glaze, and we didn't lay a finger on him. So I think they do understand the difference in class in terms of what's good in Eredivisie as opposed to what's good in the Premier League.
There were big scouts on Twitter that were wanting Mats Wiefer at Liverpool. Idiots. That's what I call them. Carry on.
It took him 12 months to get a game at right back for Brighton.
Would you take Minter at Liverpool, Avi?
Don't ask stupid questions. I told you no. Lazyism. That's Dutch links. No, he's rubbish. He's absolutely awful.
Gene?
I do like him, Asim. I remember a couple of years ago when I
He's
said,
not even seen a minute of him, and he's saying, I do like
2
him.
years ago when we said who would I be the breakthrough season, which player did I mention? Galkar, go on. Fucking scout that knows all the players in the world, doesn't know fuck all. I mentioned him and said he was going to break through.
What's your language? Just mind the tongue, please. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna with you.
I've not been disrespectful to you.
Yesterday you were. I'm getting my own back.
Okay, we'll carry on to the next Oh, Unks is back. I was highlighting the sequence of events surrounding the Northcroft article and why it appeared the club gave him information. It was a response to Indy. Go on, Indy, smashing it. If he's
Albert,
getting,
just
if he's getting responses.
save the dollars, Albert, and just come
Indy.
on a phone in during the
Indy.
week. Come on.
That statement from Indy the other day was absolute genius.
Oh, you had me in stitches, man.
Oh,
That was class.
man, I swear to, I mean, you should have been on that call afterward.
Oh.
Yeah, he had us in stitches, literally stitches in the studio. Because
It was so
We-
good, Abby. Honestly,
so
it
upset
was
that we
it
lost.
was the most. It was like reading from the Bible. It was like the most. It was the most obvious thing you could possibly read. Like, what's called Liverpool are in a room tonight with the sporting directors, and it's like, oh mate, have a day off. It was like the most obvious statements you could possibly imagine. But there we go.
There comes a
We all got to
point.
make a living, haven't we?
There comes a point where you've just got to respect his work. You've just
Of
got to
course,
respect-
of
you've
course.
got to respect the work.
Game's the game.
I reckon I'm convinced Ornstein took a bribe to retweet that one in the summer.
Indeed.
Asim's taking a few bungs as well. Don't worry about that.
Roshi's in the house. Thank you so much for your super chat. He says, don't need a Diaz profile player if the side play to their strengths. Slot sticking with a shite system is the main problem. Kirkes, Frimpong are rapid. Frimpong is rapid,
Rapid,
but
though.
his hamstrings are not good enough for the
Are not
Premier League,
rapid.
let's be honest. Who else is there? Unks is back. Liverpool have the tallest centre backs in the league. Gravenberg, Gakpo, Alisson, Isaac are all over 6'3". Dom and Bradley are both 6. Is Bradley 6 foot?
6'1", apparently.
He's definitely grown in stature in terms of put a bit of muscle on something. I don't know if he was 6'1".
I don't see Liverpool as a big team. Salah is not big.
Shinte,
McAllister-
Shinte, Pulida. Binte.
Unks putting us all in our box there.
Pulida, I'm telling you, allow it.
Bante is fine. If we do buy Semenyo, then I'd want Minte over Elise, proper winger who can stretch the pitch.
Send us fiver back. Elise or Minte over Elise. My word, you're messing. Elise is absolutely unbelievable. Minte's
Yeah,
just a
Bradley-
speed
Yeah,
merchant
man,
for
he's
me.
got that order, man. He's got the arrogance, man.
You know, Elise, he's got next level vision though. I love like he's not a Salah off that right hand side. He's a very good player, Elise.
Elise can play any position. And what I mean by
that's
that
what
is
I'm trying to say, yeah.
any position. He can hold the width and take a man on. He can play on the inside and receive between the lines. He can play in a number 10 position. That's how good he is with back to goal. He is the perfect player. He's the perfect player.
But I also think that we should now be profiling our next choice right winger, left winger, whoever it may be, or both, with a huge factor of how will that get the best out of Isaac? Because there's no point having, someone who's a class player who cuts in on the left foot and shoots all the time. We need, and I know everyone's going to go mad, but that's my other thought process around Gordon, in that you've quite literally seen the two of them dovetail phenomenally well together, and a pacey winger who gets to the byline, pulls the ball back, or crosses the ball for a lethal number 9 is definitely the way forward. Otherwise, what's the point of buying Isaac? Because he's certainly not going to lead the press and have wingers tucking in like the way that we've had in the past. So I think that has to be a factor for me.
But who was a right winger for Newcastle over the years?
Well, it was it was Jacob Murphy to a certain extent, wasn't it? He was a good runner.
Gordon did a bit last season.
Harvey Barnes,
That left winger, the Paraguayan, the left footer.
The one who had a bit of a mad season.
Solano. Norberto Solano.
No,
No.
not Solano.
No, but
Oh, yeah, I'm joking about-
Almiron. Sorry.
Almiron,
he had a bit of a run. He had a bit of a run.
yeah.
He had a bit of a run. Almiron.
Almiron. That's what I said. Miguel Almiron.
And he wasn't a guy like, go on. He wasn't right footed.
Walesy.
He had one season though, didn't he? He had that one little season, man. Come on. And they had Saint Maximin, but he was off the left as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I guess their right back and left back were all about crossing balls in, especially with Trippier.
Definitely. Yeah,
I like Lewis Miley and Livramento. He's the next level.
Yeah.
They're very.
I like
very good.
Livramento a lot. I think
Lewis Hall.
Livramento's
Lewis
class.
Hall's a good. Lewis Hall's a good left back as well. You know.
He's a Chelsea
I'd
one,
say,
isn't he? He's at Newcastle as well. Is he the one at Chelsea?
He's at Newcastle. He
Oh,
was.
he left. Yeah, he left from Chelsea. Yeah.
He's a good.
I'd like
footballer.
to. I'd like to look at the idea of Livramento in the summer for Liverpool. To be honest, if what's called, if Frimpong's not going to be, if Frimpong just evolves into a bit of a squad player, and he's not going to be a first choice starter, I think we know that Bradley is probably not going to be elite level anywhere near what we want. But I think he can be like a Jones and be a good squad player and do a good job as a good fullback because you need bodies. I would definitely be looking at Livramento. I think City looked at him in the summer, to be honest. I think he cost a few quid. But if they didn't get Champions League and we did, I'd definitely be thinking about him because he's class.
Before we go to the team for tomorrow, since we're on Newcastle and he's chosen a player that he'd like from Newcastle, Avi and Sheen, if you had one player that you could buy from Newcastle and put it in Liverpool's team, who would it be?
Right now,
Malik Thor. Malik Thor. Who's he?
Interesting.
Malik Thor, the centre back.
Malik Thiaw.
Yeah, Thor. Yeah, hey.
Malik Thiaw. 2 goals
got the
today.
hammer.
Jean?
No, not Tonali. Kumeris is.
Livramento.
Asim, you?
He was fucking brilliant today.
Tonali.
I was gonna say Tonali, but we need a fullback.
I really like Malik Thiaw. Really like him. But I love Tonali.
Oh, Tonali's a
He just likes the he just likes the name. Nothing to do with the football. He just likes the name.
Oh, please. Oh, shut up.
Tonali's a Rami player,
I
man.
like Tonali.
Bruno's a great player as well, you know.
He's been talking about Malik Thiaw for the last 3
Bruno's
months,
a winner, man.
and all of a sudden he likes
something with
Tonali. I like a bit of Tonali.
Yeah, because we've been scouting Jeremy Jacquet as well.
I mean, did you tweet about Jacquet today? I saw. Is it you?
From my February tweet, one of those you've been warned. From February.
Oh, you've been on.
And yeah.
Gina, it was a retweet.
Yeah, one of them, yeah. Alex is in the house again. Shouldn't Anderson hate us because he's a Geordie? Yeah, yeah, he should. Okay, tomorrow's team, as ever, lads. We don't pick the team in how we want the team to be picked. We always try to swim in.
Jaldi kar rahe. I think my protea being cold.
Prote. Okay, let's go to Alison.
Paranthe.
The chat is saying, would you have Eddie Howe?
No.
Oh, Ben, come on. Why are you so fixated with the chat?
Would you?
I'm interacting. It's Saturday night, mate. You know,
What does the chat know?
what does anyone know?
Go for him. Chat should drill
I
that at me
hope
all the
to get a load of abuse today. Again.
They love me. They know. Look, it's a love-hate relationship. People like Marmite.
Done a great job, Eddie Howe.
Okay, Alison.
Alison, that's set in stone.
Go on then, carry on.
No, I said Ali's set in stone. I said Ali's set in stone.
You were going to go to the right back and stopped.
So is this our team or is this Slot's team again? We have to clarify this all the time, don't we?
Clever little.
Is this our team or Slot's team?
Slot's
Slot
team as
team.
usual.
How you think Slot is going to pick the team tomorrow?
Sound okay. Go, Avi.
He stopped at right back.
Alison, look, I think at right back he's going to do the Jones and Szoboszlai thing again.
Ooh. I'm going to stick my neck out, and I think Joe Gomez is going to play tomorrow.
Oh, yes!
He's not gonna play.
For the love of God, Joe Gomez is back, my boy from Catford.
I've been calling for
Yes.
Joe Gomez to start 2 games ago.
Let's get him in.
I think Joe Gomez is going to play tomorrow because it's an away game.
But
But
at
I
right
think
back.
Jones is going to play against Sunderland because it's home.
But Jones is
With
not
home.
starting.
No, but you're saying Jones at right?
I think McAllister is on the bench tomorrow.
Asim Gomez right back then.
Sorry?
Gomez
Yeah,
right
Joe
back.
Gomez right back, yeah.
I like that. Oh, that means Canate is back then.
Look, that's his complete prediction as ever. I think Joe Gomez gets a start.
Are we going Joe Gomez right back?
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll go with that.
I'll go.
I'll
I'll
go with
take
that 'cause I
that.
wanted it.
Let's just go with it. Let's just go with it.
But that means
Unless Verts is fit to start, and then I think Szoboszlai will be at right back.
okay. Who do you
Actually,
go at left back?
Am I on about? But we're saying what Slot thinks, not me.
Yeah.
Robbo.
Do you think Slot gives a?
And I think he starts with Jones and Jones and Szoboszlai. I think McAllister's starting.
Really?
Yes, so do I.
No, McAllister's not starting.
We're thinking about what Slot
There's
thinks
no
here.
way. Against Mateus Fernandes, who else will be the midfield? They got Fernandes.
Who's the left winger? Who's the left winger?
Suchek
Is that
might
an
start,
ex-
right? Suchek
Is that
might
ex? Who's that ex? Is it that ex?
It's that Bissaka Todibo will be in the centre back.
Todibo.
They'll be
No,
Todibo.
the left winger. The left is that ex Leeds guy. We were linked with once.
Westman.
Somerville.
No,
Yeah.
they have 3 in it. So they have Bowen.
Somerville, yeah.
Yeah,
Guilherme will start.
Haven't played on the other side.
Does Guilherme start on the right?
Luis Guilherme will start.
On the left?
Left
then-
because Bowen plays from the right, innit?
Guilherme, Bowen, and then it will be Callum Wilson who got a brace last Saturday. as well.
That's the 3.
I like
Wilson.
Malik
Callum Wilson
Diop. Malik
Eh?
Diouf for them. as
Callum
well.
Wilson up top.
Malik Diouf, that left-footed fullback, is very,
Very
good.
good.
you know.
one,
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Very
Good,
good.
you know.
We were linked with him.
They
yeah,
played.
we were.
They played 3-4-3 last week. So
Yeah.
they played Kilman,
Kilman, Todibo.
Igor, and Tobido, and then Wan-Bissaka, Potts, Fernandez, Diouf, and then Bowen, Wilson, and then Lewis Guilherme.
Guilherme.
Luis Guilherme.
Guilherme, yeah, because obviously Paqueta was suspended, wasn't he? But
Mm.
the
Oh, yeah,
consensus
Paqueta.
opinion is that he comes
Paqueta
back in.
fit.
He's,
And he
he's
played
back.
tomorrow.
He's
Yeah,
back. He's
he
back
was
tomorrow.
suspended.
Oh, Butterovi, he always plays well against
Okay,
He always
who-
turns in
who-
flipping Maradona against us.
Who do we?
against us. Individual.
Who do we?
Ben. Funny. What happened?
So centre backs, we know in it.
So
Yeah.
Gomez, Konate.
No, I'm with Ben. I don't think Gomez is going to play right back.
Huh? Oh, Hassan says big day for the Reds tomorrow, and also for another man on the screen. He means it's my birthday tomorrow.
Allah.
Yeah.
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
I knew I'd get him started.
And so
Um,
say all of us.
Okay, listen. Who
We won a
who-
league
who-
title on my birthday, Asim. A manager's gonna lose his job on your birthday.
Who does he pick at left back, lads?
Final on my birthday.
Kakes didn't do anything wrong against
Not
PSG.
bad.
I thought he was
I was
okay.
there.
Or was
Kakes-
it,
I think it'll be Robert. I think he'll pick Robertson.
Yeah,
Robertson. Ooh.
I think Robbo. I think
thought-
Robbo starts tomorrow.
I think last
This is
two
all
games,
Sloth's
Kakes has been.
thoughts.
I think Kakes has been fine last two games.
I'm with Avi. I think he starts Kirkes tomorrow. Midfield, is this where we're going to differ? Because, Gene, who do you go with that right back? Jones.
Yeah.
So you think McAllister,
I'm with-
Gravenberg, and Thingy. What's his name?
Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai. Some calls for Endo, boys.
Yeah, I said it earlier in the week. I want something changed. I want someone just to sit in there, a sitter. That's all I want. Let Gravenberch and Szoboszlai showcase their skills up top, not up top, but like in midfield zones, and not worry so much about that going that way. I think Endo,
He's
Asim,
got
and I know you don't like it, Asim, but for right now, for
Mhm.
just to have a disciplined midfielder in that middle of the park, I would honestly call for Endo
So-
because it's not worked, and he's persevered with the midfield three of last season with Szoboszlai, Mack, and Gravenberch. It's not
Mm.
worked. It's not
So
worked.
got,
if you've
um,
got, sorry, Ben, if
got
he's
asked.
got Gomez, if you got Gomez at right back and you want Endo in midfield, who's sitting on the bench?
McAllister.
McAllister and Jones.
So your midfield tomorrow is Endo, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberg.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pleasing to the eye, but that's what I want.
Ben?
he got asked, didn't he, in the press conference about Endo why he's not using him, and he said he plays in Gravenberg's position, and Gravenberg has not been the worst of our players this season. Basically saying that he's picking him. So that's his justification. There's no chance on planet Earth he's starting Endo tomorrow, I'm afraid. I would love him to be involved just purely for his tenacity and to make a change, but I can't see it in a month of Sundays. So I think it'll be Gravenberg, Jones, and Szoboszlai.
Okay.
Unless, like I've said, unless Vert is fit. And if Vert is fit, I think Vert plays in the 10 and Szoboszlai's at right back.
I personally think Wirtz and Ekitike don't make it tomorrow. They might make it might make the bench, but I don't
Yeah.
think they'll make the start.
I think that's the most likely, yeah. He's trained one day, hasn't he, Vert?
I would
He said
love
his
Jones
last
at
day
right
on
back,
Friday.
Gomez, Van Dijk in the middle, Endo, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai. I think that's what he should do. And he
So
can
you'd
talk about
have
Gravenberch.
Gomez
I'm
and
sorry,
Van
but
Dijk.
Gravenberch has stunk up the joint as well the last 5-6 games. Again, that's just favoritism because he's Dutch. Gravenberch yes, I loved it when he came back against Newcastle. Had a good 2-3 games after that, but since God knows, since the slump,
it's the same as Canate, though, isn't it? There isn't a like for like replacement quality wise. So I think he just backs them to come out of it. If there was a genuine like for like quality,
gaping holes in the middle, though, Ben. Because
I agree, mate. I agree.
He's been told to be a bit more progressive, but the gaping holes, PSV exploited us. I want to say that again. PSV exploited us, guys. Not a Real Madrid, not a Manchester City, not an Arsenal, but PSV exploited that middle of the park. Hendo, at least you know that he won't be progressive. He won't try unnecessary risks. He will stay in that position. He'll be that dog sitter in the middle of the park. That's what I want.
But that's my thing, unnecessary risks. And I think if Slot's thinking, I've got one game to save me job, am I playing Gravenberch or Endo? I'm playing Gravenberch. And I think that's how.
Let me tell you one thing. Endo will never let you down. He will be 100% committed to the cause till the 96th
I agree.
97th minute.
I agree. And I've been championing for him to give him a chance without a doubt. But from an ability perspective, I just don't think he's ready to start. He hasn't even played, has he? Really shouldn't probably be match fit. Played probably for Japan in the international break, but he won't be sharp. He won't be match fit. And I just think they'll use him off the bench if they need to. He could come on for the last 20 minutes, half an hour if we are defending a lead.
When we're 2-0 down.
Yeah. But I just think when it really comes down to it, he'll just pick his boys.
And this is where his naivety, ruthlessness will kill him, because he's playing players and just assuming that they'll play themselves back into form. He's been fucking doing that for the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've not seen it. We've not seen it with Mac. We've not seen it with Gravenberch. We haven't seen it with Canate. Make fucking changes. Save your fucking job tomorrow. Yeah. Do not persevere with Ibu. Do not persevere with Maka. Hell, if you have to drop Salah, it is what it is.
The one change I would make
is not taking the risks that will save his job. He's going to go with the same old. If he goes with the same old, boys, we're losing. Should he tomorrow?
I mean, if he goes with the same old and we lose, fucking get rid of the bastard next day. He's actually right. Go and do something. You know, this is what I said in yesterday's show, Avi. Bring on a Chiesa. At least somebody like me is going to say, you know what? You tried.
I've got a headache now.
Can I just draw your attention to the fact at the beginning of the podcast, Avi said that we were winning tomorrow. And an hour and 17 minutes later, he needs 2 paracetamol.
Golika. Okay, boys. Attackers.
You know.
Who do you think?
I actually feel for you today, because I know what you're going through. I went through that last week. Thinking, why are you not making a change? Do something. At least say to us, you know what? Maybe. What the fuck? He never does anything. This is why I've said to you, he's not gonna make the changes that you guys want. I'm telling you now. If I've been crying out for Chiesa all season. KDI. Has he played? Nothing.
But then having said that,
you are gonna see.
He stunk the gaff out on Wednesday, didn't he? You know, he was diabolical when he come on Wednesday. He just looked miles off it.
But what you bring him on with but Ben, you bring him on at 3-1, and expect him to fucking start playing.
1 minute. You know when Slot has his favoritisms, which are telling now, that's what will kill his career. That's what will kill his career at Liverpool. That fucking bold bastard. When he's shown the favoritism that he has for the last 6-7 weeks, that will be the end of him, Ben. That will be the end of Slot.
I thought you had
Asim, let's wrap up now.
We're still winning tomorrow, have we?
The thing is just remembered everything's come back. You know, all that optimism. But now we haven't got any players.
Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up.
What time is the game for you on tomorrow, Avi?
It's
6 a.m. tomorrow, Ben.
Oh, you're 6
Ooh.
a.m. He's gonna get up to watch us.
5
6
a.m.
a.m.
Get up.
Toba. Imagine we lose and he has to ring me at 8 o'clock. You know
Protein
what?
smoothie, Avi, nice little run in the park, you know, a bit of what's called, a bit of fresh air, plenty of fluids.
Big up to Lamu, our producer, who
When I
spent
can hardly walk right
most
now.
of his Saturday afternoon today. Big up to Lamu. He's trying to. We've sorted it out. When Avi comes on his phone at halftime and stuff like that, we're trying to get him so we can see him on the live stream, and he's sorted all that out. So Avi will be on the live stream tomorrow, whether he comes in at halftime or full time. Let's just hope there's no emergency stream after the game tomorrow, because it could be fireworks. It could
You know
be
what I
fireworks.
just want? You know what I just want? Honestly, guys, I just want us to get 3 points somehow tomorrow.
I know.
Honestly,
Yeah,
at this point, I'm begging it, man. And this ain't just this ain't like honestly, like just give me 3 points tomorrow. Just give me 3 points in London. Go see what we do, and then you know what? Against Sunderland, we'll give it a good go. We'll get 3 points there. But look, tomorrow, please, this rot has to stop. It has
We
to stop,
haven't
guys.
picked out. We haven't picked the attackers that he's going to pick tomorrow.
Probably for the best. just don't play any of them.
Can we see someone getting the nod?
You know what? Give me Rio, Isak, and Salah tomorrow. Give me that. Give me that for 60, and then take Rio off if you have to.
It's Ekatike, Isak, and Salah for me. If there is going to be a change, I think Gakpo needs to be on the bench.
He's very much against Ekatike Isak, though, isn't he? Off the left.
No,
I get what you mean.
that's the one change, and because that is a genuine first team like for like change that you can do. Whereas all the other changes are all like squad players or players who haven't had any game time or kids. Whereas Ekatike genuinely is a threat, and he's a different type of player to Gakpo. And I don't even think he'll give you that much, as much as Gakpo off the ball. But he's a goal threat. He's a genuine goal threat, and I just think it might just be interesting. West Ham can't defend; they're not a great defensive team. And I just think if you have more goal scorers on the pitch, you can get one of the three of them could just find a goal and get us ahead in the game. And I think that's the only way we win the game, is to be the team who scores first. I think if we concede first, we're done. Whereas if we score first, we've got something to fight for and to hold on to. So that's my only way home.
As sometimes great teams, sometimes when they're going through the motions and they're going through adversity, they get something from unfamiliar sort of territory, right?
Yeah.
Or from sources. Rio could be that spark tomorrow. He could be that spark. And I know he's 17 and look, pressure's on, but just let the kid play tomorrow. He can't do worse than Gakpo's been doing in the last 5 games. Just go with it. Who knows? But Slot, do something different tomorrow.
Do you think he will do? Yes or no?
Look, he's gonna go with this.
Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. No. I agree.
I think
Obviously, you're going Gakpo, Isak, Salah up top tomorrow, correct?
And God help us.
I would go with Rio, Isak, Salah tomorrow. I would.
No, I'm asking you what Slot's going to go with.
Oh yeah,
That's what the plan is, isn't it? It's what Slot think. That's what
he's gonna go with Cody, Isak, Salah.
Yeah, and God help us. God help us. We do have a press, and those arguably are the 3 worst attackers that we could play if we want a proper aggressive press. Salah, Gakpo, Isak just don't work. And then we've always struggled against the 3-4-3 system. Doesn't matter who it is. Chelsea, Tuchel, whether it's a Brentford, Thomas Frank, doesn't matter. Because the way he presses, Salah and Gakpo are going to be expected to track the wing backs. And they're going to be found in no man's land. And then the trade-off will be there. The lack of appetite will be there. And we're going to fucking go crazy. So let's hope tomorrow there are a few moments of magic, to quote the manager.
Predictions tomorrow before we end the show, Ben. And let's
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1. I'm
2-1
going
Liverpool.
I can't predict Liverpool are going to lose. I'm sorry, even though I'm just saying it out of hope. I think we'll concede. We always concede. You know what? No, I won't go for. I think we win 3-2 tomorrow.
I'm going with the 1-1.
2-2.
I just can't predict Liverpool losing. I'm sorry. Who else is there? Avi, did you have a bomber for us?
No,
Before we go?
Asim, let's not play.
His mood's gone about it.
Let's not
Doesn't-
play for the camera, man. There's no bombers, man. No bombers. I'm not in the mood for bombers. It's bad, man. It's bad. But guys, look, honestly, can you
Look at
please all like and subscribe? Just a few house notes, not much house notes, but more importantly, Kieran Thorne, who's an avid listener to the channel, who's one of our big contributors as well. Unfortunately, his mother passed away this week, so thoughts and prayers and positive energy towards Kieran
very
Thorne.
sad.
So he's been texting me.
Pass him
He's
my
been,
regards,
he's been in the chat as well. So thoughts and prayers with Kieran and his family. And apart from that, guys, look, let's just hope for some positive tomorrow. And also, as much rubbish I give you on WhatsApp and the abuse that I chuck at you, Asim, have a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Be blessed tomorrow. And let's try and get the 3 points for you.
Okay, people, smash a like on the way out. Peace.
And make sure you join us for our watch along tomorrow, 2 p.m. So there's over 400 of you in here now. Make sure you guys tune in for the watch along.
Big up Conroy, by the way. Conroy, as you put his comment up, big up Conroy. I would love to get him.
Get Conroy on, man. It's been a while.
I'd love to pick his brain. I think he's traveling around the world. God knows. I think he's in Botswana right now. So Conroy, get in touch.
Is he scouting for Liverpool?
I don't know what he's doing, but he's. I think he's on his travels. But Conroy, give us one show sometime this week or next week. He is the GOAT. Skip to my loop. We've done many shows with Conroy. Top lad.
Nice to hear from Conroy. Okay, people, love and peace. We see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.